Okay, Luke, so the papers that I've marked for you have been getting progressively better, but you're still only in the 30s. So let's see whether you've managed to improve upon that this time. So it's good to there. The value of the 6 in that number is, you can see that the 6 is in the hundreds column, so its value is 600. If they were asking for the value of the 9, it would be 9,000. Asking the value of the 5, it would be 50. 1 and 5, 3, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that that's a 15 at the end, but you need to make sure that what you're writing down is clear. 32 and 66 is correct. Good. So 5 up there, and down here you've tallied but you haven't completed, so that needs to say 5. Right, you've tallied wrongly because there should be 10 there. 7 is correct and 8 is correct, so there should be another tally there. So you get 1 out of 2 because it's incomplete. Now the mode is the number of children that come up most often. Now you could have done that directly from your tally because there was more tallied in the 2 column than anywhere else, so the mode would be 2. Total for your page: 5, 6, 10, 11, 13. Okay, use pencil, so good. Your columns are high enough. Now what you should be doing with this axis is it should be within the columns, not on the ends of the columns, and because it's counting data, not measuring data, you need gaps between bars. So for that you are going to get 1 for a sensible scale, 1 for correct heights for your tally, but you're going to lose the gaps and you're going to lose the fact that those labels are in the wrong place down there. Perpendicular means at right angles to, so here's the line DC, so the one that's at right angles to it is AE, and parallel to AD. Okay, so if you take your ruler, line it up with AD, and then slide it until you come across another line which travels in the same direction, you can see it's not BE, it's in fact BC. Angle ADE is that angle there, it's not 180. You need to practice how to measure angles. The other angle, BCE, is that one there that you need to measure. So only 1 mark for that question, 3 for the page. It is obtuse. That's one of the symmetry lines, but there's also one going through the other diagonal. Right, you have created a shape that is symmetrical about AB, but you haven't done it in as few squares as possible. In order to do it in as few squares as possible, you just need to match up the squares corresponding either side. So that one there would need to shade that one in. That one there would need to shade that one in. That one there would need that one to be shaded in, and that one there would need that one to be shaded in. So it isn't shade as many squares as you want to make it symmetrical. They were looking for specific squares, so you can't get the credit for that. 44 is a good estimate and you're using the units, so you get 3 marks there. Well done. 4 for the page. That's not an accurate enough drawing. You need to be able to see the gaps. Okay, you need to draw it so you can see the gaps. You're not going to get that mark because you haven't got the gaps. You can't see the pattern that's going, but you could from down here always look for patterns at the differences between the numbers. So there you've got a gap of 4, there you've got a gap of 5, so it's likely the next one you need a gap of 6, followed by a gap of 7, followed then by a gap of 8 to get that. That's right, but you can simplify it further to get 9A. So there's only one mark for that you won't get. 23 is right, good. 2, 4 for the page. 76 times 54 is 4104. You haven't shown me any workings out. It's a non-calculated paper. You need to know the method. I'll give you the marks, but I'm not convinced that you didn't just slip your phone out when I was not paying attention. That's correct. 4 for the page. Watch my video clip, make sure you can do those. 6x is not right. We'll be practicing these this week. That is correct, and that is correct, and that isn't. So that is correct. It is out of 16, it is 4. So you get your 2 marks for that, but you don't get these. Now the probability that the player does not score a 0 is also, they're all going to be out of 16. So you count how many opportunities there are of not getting a 0, and there are 12 of them. So what we're looking for there is 12 out of 16, and similarly for this, you count the number of opportunities of scoring 8 or less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so if you can do that, there's no reason why you can't do the other little bits as well. 2, 4, 5 for the page. Okay, this is wrong. You need to spot that that's an isosceles triangle, which means x and that angle there are the same. You take that away from 180 and then divide it by 2 to get those two. Then for the second part, they're lying on a straight line, so they're going to add up to 180. You know that one, you know that one. You take those two away from 180, leaves you y. That's correct. That is alright as a line of best fit, but it doesn't need to go through 0, so don't take it that far. And then all you do for the last bit, estimate the weight of a person of height 165. So you read up 165, go across to your graph, and again using a ruler, go down. So using your line, we're looking for 61 kilograms there. 2, 2, 0, 4 for the page. That's correct, that's correct. That's wrong. 4 tablespoons of honey. 1 tablespoon is 15. So you've got to do 4 times 15, which is 60 for honey. And 16 ounces, 4 ounces is 115. So you need 4 lots of that to make 16 ounces. So you do 4 lots of 115. 1 mark for what you've done there, 1 for the page. Okay, you're not going to get any marks for this because a square also has those two properties. A parallelogram doesn't have that property, and a trapezium doesn't have that property. It has that property. So nothing there. Here the C4 is correct, but you've also got to multiply the C by everything that's inside the bracket. Here you've lost your letters. So it should be 8D take 12 plus 15 take 21D. So you can't get that and you haven't tried that. So no marks on that last page. Okay, Luke, so I don't think you're going to have done enough to get a C, but hopefully you're going to break the 30 odd barrier into the 40s or the 50s. 13, 16, 20, 24, 28, 33, 37, 38, 38. No, you didn't break out of the 30s after all, but it is your highest mark. You are improving every paper, but I do need you to be improving a bit with greater jumps than you are, otherwise you're not going to be at a grade C in a month. So for that one you're in a grade F. You are 7 marks from a grade E. Okay, now you'll easily go in there and find 7 marks, but you do need to get another 20 odd in order to have any chance of getting a grade C. So there's more work to be done, Luke.